Hi everyone, welcome to a Stamping to Share video. My name is Kay Kalthoff and today I'm going to share with you how I created this Christmas ornament. I've had a few people request how I've done it, and of course I have to give the credit to Lori Zollner. She showed us how to do this at Don Olszewski's Stamp Camp, and she did her ornament in white and I chose to do my ornament in vanilla. I thought it gave it a little bit more vintage look. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and this is how I went ahead and created it. What I did is I took two 8.5 by 11 sheets of vanilla paper and I cut them into threes. Then on each piece, so I had 6 total pieces that looked exactly like this. On each piece I cut out one that was not stamped, so it's just plain on both sides. That's going to be the back. And then I stamped the ornament in Old Olive, and I stamped one here first, one here second, and then my middle one last in the middle. And I did that for all 6 sheets. And so then I ran it all through the Big Shot machine, and you end up with 24 pieces. You end up with 6 pieces that will be blank, and you will end up with 18 pieces that look like this. So now the next step is to get 6 wings on your ornament that look like this. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. So you start by taking one of your ornaments and you just fold it in half, and I found the quickest way to do that is to just eyeball it. So I go ahead, fold it in half, and I use a bone folder to make a nice crisp fold. Then the next thing that I do, and I've got my other 3 pieces here, is I go ahead and I just take a little bit of snail, and I'm going to line this up, and there's the first one. I'm going to take this off camera because I goofed it up a little bit and I need to get it a little more straight. There we go. It's hard to do this on camera, I just realized. Okay, so that's nice and straight. Then I'm going to take the third one, and I'm just going to add a little more snail again. And how I'm doing this is I'm just putting the 2 together, lining them up, and then I have 3 of the ornaments all taped together. So it looks just like this. The next thing that you do is you want to stabilize this onto the blank ornament that you cut out. So I just went ahead and put snail over the entire thing, and then I'm just going to go ahead and pop that ornament right on top like that. And so then you will end up with 6 wings that look like this. So then the next step is to go ahead and put your wings all together. So we have our 6 wings on the ornament. And what we're going to do is I like to go ahead and get them sort of ready. So this is what I consider ready. So now we're ready for the glue that's going to go in the middle. And you'll notice that I'm using our new silicone craft pad, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to squirt about a quarter-sized dollop in the middle, and then all we do is, because they're ready to go, all we have to do is kind of squeeze them in. And then the thing that you're looking for is to make sure that all of your ornaments are spaced about the same way all the way around. And it's looking pretty good to me. I'm kind of liking this. I think it looks good. And so then, just because I know this is exactly how I want it to look, I'm just going to take a little bit more glue, and I'm just going to kind of go over the top a little bit. I like to make sure now that, since this is exactly where I want it, that it's really going to stay there. So I'm going to move this out of the way. See if we can do this really carefully, because it is pretty wibbly wobbly at the moment. And then I'm going to show you the next step, because this needs to dry for a few minutes. So if you look at our ornament, all we've done right now is put our base together. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to get our snowflakes ready. This ornament is based on page 3 of the Holiday Mini Catalog. And so they used a little bit different technique how they did theirs, but I went ahead and we're using the Snow Flurry Bigs die, And I ran some very vanilla paper through it, and I just did 2 at a time. This one is cut at 2.5 inches square. You can see how that just pops right out. And I'm just going to go ahead and stagger these two. So I'm just putting a little snail on, and then I'm staggering it. Just like that. And then here's another couple. I think this was cut at 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. And then I could fit both of them onto the die and run them through all at one time. So there we go. And I know these will come together, or come apart. They're already together. Okay, here we go. So now we're going to go ahead and stagger these two. So I'm trying to get it so that it's all about the same spacing all the way around. There we go. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little snail on the back of the smaller snowflake, and we're just going to put that right in the middle. There we go. And then what I do is I just flip up all of these little prongs on my snowflake so that it will fit into the middle of our ornament. And then it'll look really pretty and fluffy. Love that look. All right, so this is pretty much ready to go. Let's check our ornament. And I don't think it's quite dry yet, but we're going to hurry up the process because I'd like to get our snowflake in here. So we're going to add a little more glue to the center, some fresh glue. Then we're going to take our snowflake and we're just going to press it down right in the middle of this ornament. Okay, so it's starting to look pretty good. Okay, so let's see, what's our next step? And I used a 5 1/2 inch by 3/4 inch piece of paper, stamped the Merry Christmas, and went ahead and punched the edges so they were kind of flagged, like a little pennant flag there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring our ornament back into the picture, and I've already prepared a little dimensional stack. It's 4-dimensional, stacked one on top of each other, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that right in the middle. Then I like to kind of swirl my Merry Christmas a little bit like this. And I'm going to decide which is the top of my ornament. And to me, it sort of looks like this is the top. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that's the top. And I'm going to put my Merry Christmas at a bit of an angle. So that when we hold it up, it'll be angled off a little bit. There we go. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a 3/4 inch circle punch and just clean up this background back here a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't have a 3/4 inch circle punch ready. So I will show you on this one that's already been completed. Just take a 1 3/4 inch circle punch of very vanilla and glue it to the back of your ornament. It kind of cleans it up and makes it look nice. The only thing we have left to do at this point then is to go ahead and string our baker's twine. So what I do is I just take my ornament and I take the top petal where I'm going to be doing the twine, and I punch a hole on each side of that top ornament. So we have 4 holes punched through here. I just did them 2 at a time. Then I take a floss threader and about 16 inches of the Lucky Limeade baker's twine, and I'm going to start from the front. And I'm just going to put squeeze that ornament together, bring the baker's twine through, and then I am going to go from the back so that our string will end up in the front of the ornament. I know you probably can't hardly see what I'm doing, but I have to almost have it look towards me so I know what I'm doing here. There we go. Okay, so now we have our string and we're just going to even it up, and then once we have it nice and even up, we're just going to tie a knot right here so that we have a little a nice size loop to hang from our Christmas tree or to hang on the doorknob of a cabinet or something like that. And then we just trim up those edges. And we have our completed ornament. You can see this didn't take very long to put together. I hope you have a great day, and thanks so much for stopping by Stamping to Share. Bye-bye.